if I can only get one of these and it costs me $300, I'm in. I have no other way to introduce it than a heavy hitter. Like, this is one of the big boys of the year, and it is Four Roses 2022 limited edition small batch.
Yeah, this is exciting stuff. This is the one that people go nuts for, especially the Four Roses nerds who want to get all the recipes and compare all the single barrels and all the tiers and whatnot. This is the one that everybody wants to hunt down. So this should be a pretty fun and hopefully delicious tasting as well.
Yeah, so this literally came out on Monday. It was announced. The bottles themselves, we don't know when they'll hit retail. It'll depend state by state, market by market. When they come out, you know, these are going to be super limited. You're going to have to cash in a favor. You know, stores will probably raffle these. This is a combination. I want to say the average Four Roses single barrel right now, you know, if you do a barrel select, if you go there, you pick a barrel, you're getting between 8 and maybe 11-year-old spirit if you're lucky.
Yeah.
This is a combination of a 14-year OESF recipe, a 14-year OESV recipe, a 15-year OESK recipe, and a 20-year OBSV. And it's bottled at 54.5% ABV, so it's no slouch either.
Yeah, it's tasty too.
Oh yeah, have you dug in?
Yeah, I just had a little sip there. Man, this really, I think this kind of takes you on a run around the bases of the Four Roses profile too. You get some of that mildly nutty oak kind of tucked in there nicely, which is also backed up by these like nice floral notes. And there's like a good sweetness to it, good caramel background. This is certainly complex is a very fair way to word it.
Yeah, selfishly, I can say that it was my turn to cheat on this one. I tried it. I pushed out a video on Monday to coincide with the release. I noticed this was big. It was oaky, but not too oaky. I kind of made some guesses about whether you would like this as oaky as it was, or if it needed more. But the one thing that really stuck out to me was candied ginger, in like a good way. This reminded me of candied ginger that I would want to eat more. Like, it's big and rich and chewy, but it's got that spicy Four Roses zip and a little spicier than usual.
Yeah, it is a little bit more on the spicy side. And actually, my first just one quick nose of this, and I was just like thinking to myself, this is going to walk that line on oakiness here, which is oftentimes something that will be the divisive piece between us, right? Like, is it John Oaky or is it Jay Oaky? Meaning, is it what most people might think is a little bit too oaky, which I usually dig, and something that you might think is just right when it's got a lot less oak.
I'm picturing like a t-shirt collection where it's like thing 1 and thing 2, but instead of thing 1 and thing 2, it's just like John Oaky, Jay Oaky.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, because we disagree all the time, not in like a confrontational way, but you just like more oak, I like less. I love the amount of oak in this. Like, this was everything I want in a Four Roses limited edition, and I scored it as such. I gave this a 9 out of 10, which is almost unprecedented. Yeah,
I mean, I think that's a very fair score just at this initial sip that we're going through here. I mean, it really hits just all around the flavor wheel. I mean, there's just so much going on with it that it's sort of like, not in profile, but in complexity, reminds me of the Wild Turkey Master's Keep from a few years ago, the 17-year bottled and bond. Like, that's something that I could just like nose for an hour and just dig through it. And there's so many pieces to comb that is just like an entertaining glass of whiskey. And this is very much that same idea for me. There's so much going on here that this is a really cool one to kind of put your feet up and just relax and nose through it 2, 3, 4 times and then have a small sip. Let that finish ride out. I'm really digging this.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I would drink this all day long if I could. Unfortunately, it is it's almost gone. We got a little sample. Bottles of this, they go up every year, it seems, at the manufacturer suggested retail price. This is going to sell for $179.99. It's kind of eked up. It used to be $99, then it was $129, and I think last year was $149. So it's going up. You're still going to have to probably look to secondary if you want one of these, but beyond that, I'm a buyer all day. I'm going to try and track one down for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that is absolutely, it commands that price, and it does it perfectly. This is something that is worth buying if you're going to see this thing kicking around. I mean, it's obviously a special bottle too, so people are going to want it just for that. But yeah. I mean, shit, I hope people that buy this open it up and have a drink, because this is really nice.
they better. I'm gonna come take it from them. With only 14,000 bottles, I believe they said 14,100. This is gonna be tough to get.
Oh yeah, totally. But this is another one though that if the only way you're gonna see it or try it is to pay 40 or 50 bucks an ounce at a bar, I would do it all day. That's a cool pour of whiskey. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I can think of few limited editions that so routinely just deliver than Four Roses, and for the longest time they've been the least expensive from a secondary perspective. You know, $300-400. I hate to say it, I don't want to encourage secondary, but you know, if I can only get one of these and it costs me $300, I'm in.
I will respectfully disagree on that one. I'm just like against paying secondary prices for fucking anything, but that's just because I'm me and I'm an ass.
It happens.
It's not because of the whiskey. It's just because of the principle, and I have a hard time getting over that.
Yeah, I mean, if you have access to it in a bar, I think that's probably the best strategy. Go to a bar. If you know, $50 an ounce, you get to try it, make that decision for yourself. I can't think of a more empowering way to drink whiskey, and that's kind of what it's all about.
I think that's a good perspective.